All right, bam, we're live. Welcome, everyone. We have some cool things ahead of us right now. Let's get set up. So here we are. It is already day 8, all right, of this 100-day AI challenge. And we are moving right along. So give me a second to get the screen set up. And hopefully you guys are crushing it. This is, so right now, typically what's happening in the market, you have parents getting their kids ready to go back to school. So this week, sometimes it's weird. Some parents get a sense of relief. They're like, finally, the kids are back in school. So the pressure comes down, and you're going to get calls right now from parents that are like ready to go on a project that they've been putting off, because the kids were in school. So this could be a good time for some of you. All right. And so if you've been a little bit slow, know that, okay, right now things are going to maybe turn around for us. Now, with that being said, understand that people are planning all the time. And just because you think the homeowner should be planning here or there, or you think the homeowner should have been ready 6 months ago, they don't know that, right? So most homeowners are fly by the seat of their pants, and they're going to call you, and only then are they going to learn that they should have really called you 6 months ago, right? So you have to have a delicate way of getting through that. And part of your sales process also has to include a change order, and change orders are complicated if you don't do them properly. So today, we're going to help you learn how to make decisions when you're under pressure. All right, the Remodeler's way. So let me share my screen, and we'll get you guys into it. This is a good one. This was huge for me. So here's what would happen. I'd be under pressure on a job, and I can share with you exactly why I would be under that pressure. It was because typically I was so concerned that I wasn't going to make money unless we crushed the time frame. And because I would be under all this stress and pressure, hey, for all of you on TikTok, welcome. Glad to have you here. Just so you know, I share my screen for the people that come live on YouTube. You can see I have some slides. So I love having you here. That's awesome. And if you ever want to get into our YouTube, you can see the slides. There's replays under the workshops. Okay. But otherwise, glad that you're here. So what we're talking about is making decisions under pressure and why it's tough for remodelers. So here's what happens. Like, remodelers don't lose jobs because you can't cut a 2x4 properly, or you don't know how to build a wall, level, square, plumb. It's most of them lose their business because they panic when unexpected things happen, and then they dig themselves into a deeper hole, right? So imagine this. You've just sold a kitchen remodel, and it's from a 1980s house, and they've had another kitchen done at some point, and you don't know how many layers of subfloor there are. You don't really, the basement was finished, so you can't really get a good look at what the joists are like. You don't really know. There's a lot of unknowns, and you didn't have a really good, clear conversation with the homeowner about that. And so you just gave them a price. And then here it is, it's day one, and your crew's tearing it up. It's barely even 2 hours into the job. They've already got the cabinets out, the appliances are done, they're ripping up the floor. And then at 1 o'clock that day, they find out that the subfloor is shot and that 2 of the joists are rotted, right? And like, becomes a huge problem. Now, you didn't bid to repair all that. And now you're nervous and afraid because you got to keep this job rolling. Like, you don't have time to be repairing all that. You bid it by the skin of your teeth already. So now what do you do? And if you don't have a proper change order policy, and if you didn't already pre-frame the homeowner about how your change order policy works, well, good luck having that conversation. There it is, 1 o'clock, calling the homeowner and say, well, we came across this today. So here's what I'm saying. When hidden things pop up, you don't want to be in a panic mode, right? Because most remodelers, they double down and they go, well, we'll just fix it and we'll just eat the cost. So now you already didn't bid the job for enough money in the first place. So you're on razor thin margins. Now this like 1 day delay pops up. So now you're going to go in the hole even deeper. And now you're afraid to even talk to the homeowner about it, right? This isn't craftsmanship failing. This is just basic business skills 101. It's communication and it's confidence that are failing, and it's a race to the bottom. So here's the remodeler's way, I like to say. This is what a winning remodeler would do. This is what I found I had to do. When you face that adversity, you got to pause, not panic, And you have to know going forward that every remodeling project you get into, I don't care how old or new the house is, if you can't see behind the surface, you can expect usually that there's going to be some sort of an issue. Some Yahoo from before did something crazy and unexpected. Now you're going to be the one dealing with it. And this happens in almost every single house. If you've been doing this long enough, you recognize this, right? So you want to have a better communication process with the homeowner up front when you're doing your presentation. And you explain to them how change orders are going to work. So this way, on day one at 1 o'clock, when you find that the subfloor and the joists are rotted, your lead carpenter or you goes ahead, you pause the job, you contact the homeowner and let them know that, hey, something has arisen. It was unforeseen. We never discussed it in our proposal. It's not line itemed out on our scope of work. You're not currently being charged for it. I didn't put it in there. And now here's the issue. It has to be repaired before we can move forward. And what you do is you go ahead and put together a one-piece plan and you say it's going to cost this much to repair. It's going to add this much time to the schedule, and change orders are to be paid in full in advance as soon as possible so that we can move forward. The job is paused until this is addressed. And then you send them over the form, the change order. They sign it digitally if you're set up that way, and then they make their payment digitally, and then you move right on, because you're not going to alter the payment schedule that you already have. Let's say it's a $75,000 kitchen remodel. You're not changing because let's say this is a $2,500 repair. You're not altering the payment schedule. That payment schedule stays the way it's always been written in the original contract. You have a change order, which is its own unique item that has to be paid for upfront in full, and then we proceed. And understand that there's also a processing fee to do that change order because it has shut the job down temporarily. So minimum 75, 150 bucks, whatever you want to do, but you put in a processing fee and that's added in. And all of that is discussed before the homeowner had signed the final contract, because you show them in the contract that, hey, this is remodeling. I've been doing this for a long time. I know it's your first. Let me explain. There is a likelihood that we will cover up with something. That's why you have a contingency. That's why I talked to you about making sure you save 10 to 20% of the project costs and put it in the side because we might need it. Like, all of this has already been discussed. So that way, when you start freaking out because you've discovered the problem, you can language it properly and the homeowner's not freaking out. Okay. So remember, policy first, price second. You remind them of the process that you set up front, and that's how you get paid, and you just move the job right along. There's no free work. There's no assumptions. Okay. You don't just do it because you're being a nice guy. No, you're going to make the repairs because you're a nice guy and you're letting them know, but you're not doing it for free. You charge for this. That is what you do. You're a remodeler. Okay. So here's how you can help use AI. It can help you with your policies. If you don't have a change order policy, if you're not one who's real quick on the feet and you need a script, that's fine. You can make an AI script, because I find that for a lot of people, myself included, the first couple times you have to have this conversation, it can be uncomfortable. And that's because you have a lot of fear yourself that it could go sideways. You don't want to upset the homeowner. You really need this job. Like, bills are already stacking up. You're going to go out of business if they cancel. Like, you got all kinds of fears behind charging for this change order, and you have to get over them fast. The sooner you get over them, the easier it's going to be in the future. So you can use AI to help write this script, and you can have one for how you handle it over the phone. You can have another one. So when you're meeting the homeowner right there on site to go over this, it's okay to read off of a notebook if you carry around like a clipboard or something. And you want to personalize this, AI can help you put the script. So look, understand that there's different types of personalities, and you should be learning how to recognize your homeowner. Some people are analytical. Some people are emotional, and some people are very decisive. So your script and the way you communicate this change order and what's happening, you have to tailor it to the personality style of the homeowner if you want it to land well. All right. And it's just because you have your own personal style that you do by default, that doesn't always mean it's going to line up with the homeowner's personality style. Okay. So what we decided to do was, that's pretty much it for today. Look, change order policies are no joke. And if you're not implementing one, you got to get on it today. Like no more. If you're a professional remodeler, you need a change order policy and you have to learn how to present that properly from day one. It's going to make a huge difference. No more are you eating these unforeseen things because you're just being a nice guy. It's like the homeowner say, while you're here, yeah, while I'm here, I'd be happy to bill you for that as well. Absolutely. And sure, if you pay me to do it while I'm here, you'll save some money because I don't have to have another setup fee potentially and another trip charge. But it's not free. There's a fee. And homeowners respect that when you respect it. Um, all right. So let me see. I don't know if there's anybody. I appreciate you guys being on here. I don't see any comments. Look, know that anytime we come live, I do a live every day and I talk about AI specifically and remodeling and help you understand how you can use it real time right now to help win more jobs and to win profit. Like that's why you got into this business day one. Nobody got into the business months ago when they were working for some other guy and said, you know what's going to be great? I'm going to start my own remodeling business. I'm going to work for myself. And when problems come up on the job site, I'm going to be afraid to charge for them. And I'll just do it for free because I'm a nice guy. And look, some of you are exceptionally nice. And if your intent and goal is to be a charity, then go work at a shelter and remodel, be part of the community and do your services for free. But if you're running a business and you've hired employees and their paycheck depends on you running your business well, you have to learn to charge for this stuff. And if you're trying to feed like your family, like your kids are depending on you to say, hey, dad, figure it out. You got to charge for that. Like, how am I going to I want to play soccer next year or whatever. All right. So that is it. If you need an AI script, to help do with change orders, you can always reach out to me at the Remodeling Academy and we can get you set up and we'll go from there. So I appreciate you all being here. Thanks so much. And we will be back tomorrow with another live. And if you want to catch any of the replays of any of our lives, go over to our YouTube channel at the remodelingacademy.com and you can find you go to workshops and under workshops, there's over 60 of these already. Okay. So thank you all. You guys are the best. Take care. And again, if I could ever be of assistance, you reach out. Here's to you winning more jobs. All right, guys, take care. All right. So that was the end for the live on TikTok. We had almost 100 people. And for you there on YouTube, this is the end for today on YouTube. Like I said, the only reason we do this on YouTube is so I can record the video and put it back. I'd like to have more of an audience on YouTube. If anybody knows how I can get a bigger YouTube audience, please let me know. All right. So that's it, man. This is a good one. Change orders. If you don't have a policy, and reach out, I will help you get one. This is what works about the change order policy is that you sell it and explain it before you ever need it. So it has to be part of whoever's doing your sales and lining up the customer on day one. They have to properly address and explain the change order policy. That way, when your lead carpenter or project manager runs into the issue 6 weeks later and they call it Mr. Smith or Miss Jones at their work and they say, hey, so we found a little issue today. We need to address da 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 da. And you go, it's not on our scope. It needs to be resolved. The job is at a standstill until we get this fixed. And you say, here is how we remedy this issue. The repair is going to cost X. It's going to require us doing da 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 da. And it's going to impact your schedule by Y. And here's how you pay for that so that we can get right back on it tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care. And we'll see you again tomorrow.